You recently kind of accused, Cavario H of stealing like, content that you wrote about Wayne Perry. What exactly like happened
How you
there?
come across that on the internet?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Shout out to my man Dogface TV from Detroit. He just interviewed Cavario. I ain't watch all of it what he told me to watch, but he said, I think that problem that you got Cavario, I think we might can. He used the word that was equivalent to squash, dead, something like that. I ain't no petty joker. Ain't no blood been spilled between me and Cavario, although recently there's been some rat cooperator snitch allegations placed against me as slander. He ran with it. Now, he ran with it right at this point in time where my man Dogface said he talked to him and he want to squash it. So the pride in me makes me not want to deal with it. But I do understand that we're on the internet and sometimes things is tit for tat. But I don't like the way in which he played with me about that. But to get to your question, and I'm going to answer your question legitimately. Cavario did utilize my Wayne Perry article in Hip Hop Weekly and did not compensate me. I have the proof of that. He alleges he passed the article on for editorial purposes. I don't remember verbatim, but that's what it boiled down to. Like, yo, we was just saying what was up, and Benzino or whoever seen it, and they just let it go. I feel then and I feel now that I should have been compensated. But I'm not gonna go to war for $250 to $500. But a couple of my buddies just came home from doing 30 years. There's things on the internet that they never heard before, okay? One of my buddies sent me a clip of a YouTube video where Cavario and Demetrius Flannery, who they call Big Meech, were discussing Alpo Martinez, Washington, D.C., and Washington, D.C. throwing a party for Alpo. I challenged that. I don't like that. And then when I thought about it, I said, you know what, let me just return the favor and just address all this at this one time since now I'm doing YouTube. And since I'm talking about it, I'll make the point too. There was no party for Alpo ever thrown in Washington, D.C. at the time of his release from prison after him becoming a cooperating informant. And the time in which they alleged that he did it, he wasn't even home. So if you got enough energy to slander my city and I kiss something about my city, I feel like you should have, and I'm talking specifically about Cavario. If he was in this room right now and I say it the same way, if you got enough energy to sneak diss my city with Demetrius, and I consider both of y'all suckers. And what do I mean by suckers? I don't respect no violence or no gangster shit that come from y'all. Then you should have the same energy to correct it. Now, I don't want to offer an olive branch with a spit in the face too. That's how I felt at that time. Now, we can leave it alone, but I addressed it because y'all didn't even correct that Alpo never had a party here. And if he had a party here, let's not fake like Alpo is not no big notorious figure. If he had a party here, there would be pictures upon pictures upon pictures. It never happened. That's my issue with Cavario.
I interviewed DC Decades, and he talked
Yeah, he
about.
from my neighborhood. Shout out to Mustafa.
Yeah,
shout out to DC Decades.
He talked about, Alpo, and he talked about, the situation with Alpo and Big Head Gary.
That's his earned time. I believe it. He got accurate information on those guys.
Yes, and he said, he and a lot of DC guys thought that Alpo was a Bama. What are your thoughts on Alpo?
I'm a kid in that era. I can tell you what I think now, but my opinion didn't matter then. Mustafa and those people that he discussed with you, that is his era. Alpo was born in the 60s. I was born in the 70s. So when Alpo was here shaking and baking, Alpo went to jail in 1991. In 1991, I was just turning 13 years old. What does my opinion matter? I will give you my opinion now in retrospect, but hindsight is 20/20, as they say. In retrospect, I'm not going to just say that he was a Bama. I'm saying he came in shaking and baking like an out-of-towner that came here to, to get to the money. There's a lot of opportunity in Washington, D.C., and skip from A to B to Z to everything that he did. I believe he turned out to be a snake. I don't think we got to focus on the rap part. Everybody knows that that's beating a dead horse. But I definitely believe he was a snake. And I'm going to tell you something one of my buddies said about him. He said, be careful with dealing with that nigga because that rat got a little cat in him. Do you understand that?
Break that down for us.
When a person say that rat got a little cat in him, that means, yeah, he'll tell on you, but he'll claw you as well. So You could take Claw and turn and interpret it in any type of way you or any viewer want to.